What's the worst thing you ever did in the CIA?
We created a germ in a lab and blew it into the atmosphere in San Francisco just to see if anybody would get sick.
Watch this at your own risk. Tonight, we're back with more disturbing TikToks. And I know it's Christmas Day, but there is nothing holly or jolly about these videos. And I know what you guys might be thinking, Sean, it's Christmas. Let us be happy for once. Sorry to burst your bubble, but there are more dark secrets that need to be exposed. And you know, I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to handle it, but if you think you can, make sure you watch till the end of the video because the mainstream will never show you this. And don't watch alone because this is gonna get terrifying. What's even scarier than the TikToks we're about to watch today is the fact that 60% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe for more scary videos. Thank you.
This is the saddest Christmas story you'll ever hear. She sat on her couch while her children opened their Christmas presents, but she was no longer alive. And just wait till you hear what her husband told the kids. This is 39-year-old William Wallace and his wife at the time, 26-year-old Zazelle Preston, and authorities said that Preston suffered repeat abuse from Wallace throughout the course of their marriage. So much so that he previously served jail time for beating her, and it affected Preston so much that she was taking college classes in hopes of becoming a domestic violence counselor so that she could help other people in a similar situation as her. But that all changed the night before Christmas when Preston and Wallace got into a heated argument, and Wallace ended up Preston so bad that he took her life. And the next morning he didn't know what to do because their kids were sitting downstairs in front of the Christmas tree waiting for them to come down so they could open their presents. So Wallace took his wife's from the bedroom to the living room couch, placed sunglasses on her, and told the children, "Mommy ruined Christmas. She got drunk and ruined Christmas." He then had them open their presents in front of their mother, who was no longer alive. Wallace was later sentenced to 15 years to life in prison, but rest in peace to his poor wife. Let me know what you guys think about this, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah, honestly, nothing could have prepared me for what just entered my eardrums. Like, why even get married if you're going to hurt the person that you quote-unquote love? I don't know, bro. We need to bring back medieval times punishments because clearly jail is not enough.
Tea Time has officially been arrested after fatally hitting a man while live streaming and driving.
I don't know, it was weird, like, so... Fuck!
So the TikToker in that video goes by Tea Time, and on November 3rd, she was having a live stream answering questions from her followers while she was driving, and her kids were in the back seat. You then hear a loud thump. She says, "I just hit somebody," and then immediately ends the live. The victim was revealed to be 59-year-old Darren Lucas, who just finished his shift at a nearby grocery store and was on his walk back home when he was hit. Lucas was severely injured and rushed to the hospital, where he was later pronounced deceased. And after so many people saw that live and reported her to police in the area, she was finally arrested on Tuesday, December 23rd. Authorities issued a warrant for her for the charges of reckless homicide and aggravated use of an electronic communications device on Tuesday, but before they could get there, they saw her trying to leave her home with several packed bags. Thankfully, she was caught in time and brought in, and when they asked her why she did this, she was claiming that the light was green. But when authorities saw the video, they saw that the light was red long before, and the car was traveling at 35 miles per hour, didn't attempt to slow down or even change course. I mean, it was clear that she wasn't even looking up. She is currently booked on those 2 felonies, but rest in peace to Darren Lucas. Let me know what you guys think, and as always, I'll keep you guys updated.
I mean, obviously, if you're, on TikTok Live and you run somebody over, you're gonna probably get arrested, so,
The person filming this woke up in the middle of the night to the sound of a little girl laughing from his living room. Half asleep and confused, he grabbed his phone and went to investigate. That's when he noticed it. Behind his Christmas tree, small bare feet were visible, standing completely still. He froze, and then slowly stepped closer, filming the entire time. When he looked behind the tree, the feet and the child were completely gone.
Let me just say, this one is important, or it seems important. So doctors are warning about a mutating flu strain, and they say this flu strain is spreading faster in 2025 than it has ever spread in any other year. Health experts are saying that the influenza mutation is behaving way differently than past years. But don't they always say this? I really can't recall a year where they didn't say there's been a mutation or this one is worse than last year. Am I tripping? They said the US and Europe is already having high surges and patients coming in with the flu, y'all. They said this time around, it's a little earlier though. And I don't know where they heard this from, but they said usually if you get the flu around flu season, you only get it one time. But now they're saying people are getting sick twice. And the second time is worse than the first. That don't sound normal to me. Sound normal to you? Now they did say that this variant hasn't been more deadly than others, but it's spread way quicker. It's way more potent. So I'm just reporting on the news that they're reporting to us. So if you feel sick or anything, or you've been under the weather the past week or so, you probably had this flu or whatever this is.
Yeah, he is definitely not lying. This cooked me the past couple of days. I literally looked like SpongeBob when he had the suds.
Think about this, people. Santa Claus is the first intelligent asset you were ever introduced to as a child. Before you understand what the government is, before you know what data collection is, before you know what taxes are, there's already a guy who knows when you're sleeping, knows when you're awake, knows if you've been bad or good, and is keeping a year-long behavioral file on you. Nobody ever really asked, hey, how exactly is he monitoring millions of children simultaneously? We just accept that surveillance is normal as long as it comes with presents. Think about it. Good kids get gifts. Bad kids get coal. That's not magic, that's compliance training. Santa has a global operation, a fleet of airborne vehicles that violate every known aviation law, instant border access, and zero oversight. He enters private homes without permission, bypasses security systems completely, and leaves zero physical evidence behind. That seems like government training to me. You know, eventually someone tells you Santa isn't real and you laugh it off, but by then the lesson is already baked in. You've already learned that being watched is normal, and that good behavior is rewarded by invisible authorities, and that questioning the system ruins the magic for everyone else. Anyways, don't forget to leave those cookies out. You don't want to look suspicious this late in the year.
Do not watch this if you're a kid. Do not watch this if you don't want me to ruin your Christmas spirit. I've warned you, not my fault. What I'm about to tell you is pretty messed up, but still a very popular conspiracy theory, legend, whatever you want to call it. This video is for entertainment purposes only, please and thank you. Is Santa actually Satan? Yes, you heard it right, that's the theory. The image of Santa, that is. It is believed that this image, this character, was created to take everyone's attention away from the real meaning of Christmas, which is the birth of Jesus Christ. But who would want to do that? The words Santa and Satan both have the same letters. All you gotta do is mix them up a little, and they're the same damn thing. What color does the devil love? Now, what color does Santa love? Now, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Christmas? Especially kids. Ta-da! Santa Claus, gifts. Not this, the birth of Jesus Christ, at least for most people. So, mission accomplished, Mr. S. Also, what's up with the whole, he sees you when you sleep, he knows when you're awake? I mean, seriously, how creepy is that? If you really think about it, you know, what is the devil like so very much? Well, lots of things, but one of them being greed. And what is Christmas all about these days? Getting stuff. As many gifts as possible. This man is supposed to come into your house in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep, which is usually around 1 or 3 a.m. Creepy times, don't you think? I don't know, y'all. This is just a theory, obviously. Do I believe it? No. Nobody's gonna ruin Christmas for me. I just like how everything has a spooky side to it.
Korea's right there. Look, no lights at all. And then you turn around, look at this. The difference is insane. And the craziest part, nobody crosses that bridge. There's no escape. Imagine being born there.
If you're able to watch this video right now, then you're definitely not from this place. So let's all be grateful that we're not. And the reason why it's so dark is if you don't live in the capital city, the electricity is rationed, and anywhere else other than the capital, at night time it's a complete blackout. I'm sure you all know if you're from there that you can't leave. But what not everyone knows is travel isn't just restricted to leaving the country. You need permits to travel around that country. So there's people there who've literally never seen a beach, never seen a mountain, never seen the seaside. That's horrible. And it does make you think, could we end up like that one day? Because it seems to me every single year the elites just squeeze us and squeeze us and squeeze us. Eventually is this going to be our future? Or are we actually closer now to there than we think?
Early in her career, Taylor Swift sold the image of the innocent country girl. Blonde hair, acoustic guitar, church-friendly lyrics. This created trust with mainstream and parents. The perfect Trojan horse to bring a huge audience into her world before pivoting. Starting around Reputation, 2017, she flooded her visuals with snakes, dark robes, ritualistic choreography, inverted color schemes. Look What You Made Me Do is filled with serpents and burial, resurrection imagery, classic occult symbolism. The Eras Tour stage acts include cloaked figures, flames, and mock ritual movements. Recent videos like The Fate of Ophelia lean into myth, drowned maidens, and mysticism. This looks like an initiation narrative, moving from the innocent maiden into the priestess witch. In order to maintain superstardom, an artist must hand over their image to the industry. Snakes, for example, mean knowledge, temptation, rebirth. In occult imagery, they're also linked to power through hidden knowledge. The repeated use of snakes and gothic visuals can be interpreted as a soft disclosure of her allegiance to darker forces. By shifting from America's sweetheart to dark high priestess imagery, she becomes a powerful symbol for how the entertainment industry grooms audiences. It starts with fairy tale country songs. As they age with her, they're fed more occult, sexualized, or ritualistic imagery. This normalizes and glamorizes those aesthetics to millions simultaneously. From this perspective, Taylor Swift is not just a singer, but a brand vehicle for ideological programming, moving an entire generation from wholesome to occult chic under the guise of artistic evolution. But that's only a non-factual conspiracy angle. What are your thoughts on Taylor Swift evolution?
Extra Morbid Facts, Part 104. On December 11, 2002, 22-year-old Alan Menzies murdered his best friend, 21-year-old Thomas McKendrick, inside his home in West Lothian, Scotland. Menzies had become obsessed with the film Queen of the Damned, watching it more than 100 times, and later told police he believed the character Queen Akasha was visiting him and instructing him to kill for immortality. When McKendrick came over that morning, Menzies attacked him with knives and a hammer, claiming the violence was triggered after McKendrick insulted Akasha. After killing him, Menzies drank McKendrick's blood and ate part of his head, stating this was the necessary process to become a vampire. He then placed the body of his best friend in a wheelbarrow and buried it in a shallow grave, where it remained undiscovered for the next 6 weeks. In court, prosecutors revealed Menzies had a long history of serious violence starting at age 14, including multiple. He literally told the court, if you don't kill somebody, you can't become a vampire. Menzies received a life sentence with at least 18 years before parole eligibility, but in 2004, less than 2 years after the murder, he was found in his prison cell.
Yeah, we've officially lost the plot. What? Bro, what? Some people are just like way too far gone. Like, this sounds like it's out of a movie.
He hallucinated about Kermit the Frog as he walked off of the mountain in front of his own father. This is 14-year-old Zane Watch. On June the 10th, Zane and his father Ryan were participating in a hike or mountain climb on the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Ryan figured that this could be like an introduction to mountaineering for his son Zane. He even describes his son as saying that he's in better shape than he is, and that him and his son have tons of hiking experience. He's a very active teen. He's competed in distance running and swimming and triathlons. So he felt like that this was right on track for him to get into mountaineering. Now, everything seemed to be going fine at first. However, as the duo went on their journey further up the mountain, he said that Zane slowly started exhibiting symptoms of altitude sickness. At this point, they had already finished the toughest parts of the hike, so he decided to take an easier trail to ensure the safer 7-mile descent back to their car. This is where things got even worse, though. This is where Zane started hallucinating and saying that he was seeing things like snowmen and Kermit the Frog. Now, Ryan tried to keep even a more watchful eye on Zane as they descended. He even thought that he was considerably better at some point, but then about an hour later, Zane started acting strangely again, doubting his reality. Now, his dad, Ryan, thinks that it was a combination of exhaustion, sleep deprivation, and maybe some dehydration. As things were getting worse, Zane kept stopping his father on the way down, saying that they had finished this trail many times over by now, and why were they still going? Zane would tell his father that he wasn't sure if he was in reality or not. He would shake his head in disbelief and tell his father that he thought maybe he was dreaming like in the movie Inception. Because of this, a separate group of hikers nearby decided to call for a search and rescue team to go ahead and get him the rest of the way down. While they were waiting, things went from bad to worse. Zane tried to walk off the cliff 3 times. His feet were dragging. He looked like he was sleepwalking. He kept making erratic movements towards the ledge, but his dad was able to grab him before he...
They just recalled over 83,000 bags of frozen shrimp, y'all. Because once again, it's radioactive. Y'all, this is wild, fool. Y'all remember the last time it was around, I believe, Thanksgiving? And now, this time it's around Christmas? What am I missing? How does this keep happening? Anybody got an answer? And another thing, this time it's not just one brand, y'all. They said over 32 different brands of shrimp, and they were imported from Indonesia. Shrimp do not just become magically radioactive. So the place they got it from in Indonesia had to have that shit in like contaminated water or some shit. Dirty ass environments. So if you got shrimp right now in your freezer and you got it a week or two ago, I would throw that shit out right now. Go to your freezer. Don't even play, fool. You're not trying to get sick right now. It's the holidays, New Year's Eve coming up. You want to go party. You don't want to be stuck in the house.
These kids are suing Monster Energy because they found rods of plastic floating in every single can in a 12-pack that they bought. Absolutely shocking. Look at this.
Oh yeah, no, you can see it right there. Holy, there's so much plastic.
Rods and rods of plastic. Every single can.
Dude.
Zoom.
Alright, so second period is for...
Jaguar Wright told us that JLo is going to be investigated with Diddy. Jaguar Wright said that Diddy and JLo are both going to be investigated for the 1999 nightclub shooting where the victim said that Diddy pow-powed her in the face. Jaguar Wright said that there was a Law and Order SUV episode that was made depicting the truth about what really happened that night at the nightclub and who was all involved, and how a rapper was made to take the fall even though it really wasn't him, and how they tried to get this woman away from having to testify. And she said that this episode depicted the truth about what really happened that night, and then Law and Order SUV took this episode down and then scrubbed it. So I went ahead and did a little bit of digging, and I did find out that there was a Law and Order episode called 3 Dog Night, season 12, episode 9, that was inspired by Diddy's involvement in the shooting related investigation. So me being curious and wanting to watch this episode, I went ahead and did a little bit of research, and it said that I could watch the 3 Dogs Night episode on Peacock. So I went to season 12, episode 9, as you can see right here, and it says this is the episode called Gray. This Dame Dash said that Jay-Z can't stay silent about Diddy. Dame Dash was just asked about Jaguar Wright's claims on national TV about Jay-Z and Diddy, and he said that Jay-Z isn't going to be able to be silent about these accusations because he's had connections with Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly, and even Epstein. Dame Dash said that he knows from his own personal experiences from being around Jay-Z years ago that Jay-Z has had connections with these type of people for years. Dame Dash said that him and Jay-Z's relationship ended after Jay-Z chose to continue to work with R. Kelly after he knew what he did to Aaliyah. And he explained how after all of this is when Jay-Z would do the shady stuff that he did to him with Rockefeller.
What are your thoughts on Jaguar Wright being mentioned all over national news?
Well, the things that she's saying, you know, the thing about...
It has now been confirmed by government officials that Santa Claus has officially crossed into the United States. According to NORAD, Santa Claus has officially entered the United States airspace, crossing into Florida, coming from the Bahamas. The president even said that children should be setting out milk and cookies because Santa will be very disappointed if he shows up and they are not there. And at the last update, he was headed for Fort Lauderdale, Florida in about 5 seconds. So Santa Claus is making his way up the East Coast. And at this very moment, he has delivered 5.7 billion presents already to all the children around the world. We even saw this picture of Santa Claus taking a selfie while he was being guided by military airplanes into United States airspace so that way he could come and deliver presents here to the children in the United States. And this is an image that somebody got already of Santa Claus tonight. So if you are anywhere in America, please go to bed now so that way Santa Claus can come and deliver your presents.
Nicki Minaj is currently the most unfollowed person all across social media, and her fans are completely turning against her. So recently, Nicki Minaj has been saying and doing some very controversial things, and it's causing many of her fans to just completely unfollow her on every social media platform and no longer want to support her. Based on many reports I've seen, she's losing thousands of followers every single second, and in the past 2 days, she has lost over 10 million followers across every social media platform. To lose that many followers in just a short amount of time is truly unheard of, and it honestly sounds like it has to be some sort of world record or something like that. People are even going as far as to say that Nicki Minaj's career is completely over, and many fans are saying that they will never support Nicki Minaj ever again. So this is definitely a very wild situation, that is for sure. I'm really curious to know how Nicki Minaj is feeling right now. Maybe she really just doesn't even care, but I'm definitely really curious to know your thoughts about all of this.
Morbid Facts, Part 850. On November 13th, 1982, Duck Koo Kim fought Ray Mancini for the WBA lightweight title in Las Vegas. In the 14th round, Kim was knocked down hard and the fight was stopped. Minutes later, he collapsed from a massive brain hemorrhage, fell into a coma, and died 4 days later at age 27. Then, just a couple months later, in early 1983, Kim's mother died by suicide after traveling to the US and struggling with her son's death. Just a few months after that, referee Richard Green also took his own life after reportedly falling into severe depression, overwhelmed by guilt and public blame for not stopping the fight sooner. The bout became one of the darkest moments in boxing history and directly led to major safety reforms in the elimination of 15-round title fights. In 1977, unemployed Indiana man Tony Karitzis kidnapped mortgage banker Richard Hall after blaming him for the foreclosure of his home. Tony strapped a sawed-off shotgun to Richard's neck, rigged with a dead man trigger so any sudden movement could fire it, and held him hostage inside the Meridian Mortgage Company for nearly 3 days. During the standoff, Richard was forced to walk outside in public and even stand through a live press conference with the gun still pressed against his neck. With negotiations failing and Richard's life constantly at risk, police ended the siege by shooting Tony through a window, killing him instantly as Richard survived unharmed.
They say Cantinflas had mermaids hidden in his home, but how true is this? This is one of the scariest urban legends that there is, so let's talk about it a little more. According to legend, when he was building his gorgeous mansion in Acapulco, he wasn't just chasing his dream, he was chasing sirens. There are claims that he believed that mermaids could bring him eternal inspiration and love. At night, neighbors whispered about strange singing and echoing coming from the ocean. They claimed that this happened around 2 in the morning and that the voices did not sound human. The story goes that Cantinflas brought mermaids into his home, hiding them in chambers and his pool. That's why it was connected to the ocean. Visitors spoke about strange footprints in the hallways that didn't seem human and were watery. And some swear that they saw pale figures with weird bodies diving into the ocean before sunrise. However, no proof was ever found and his family and everyone denies it. So the real question is, did Cantinflas have mermaids in his home or was it just a myth? What do you guys think about this story?
Okay, but like, where would you keep a mermaid? Do you have like an oversized aquarium tank just chilling in your house, or do you have them like chilling in your bathtub or something? Like, imagine your homie invites you over, you know, you go to use the bathroom, whatever, and then you just look inside of the tub. There's just a mermaid and they're just singing to you. Like, okay, bro, interesting hobby.
What's the worst thing you ever did in the CIA?
We created a germ in a lab and blew it into the atmosphere in San Francisco just to see if anybody would get sick. And lots of people got sick. 11 of them were sick enough to need hospitalization. And it turned out that they all suffer from the same rare respiratory infection. And the doctors are like, where the heck did this come from? Well, the CIA had it in a big tube and they were shit into the fog. And they did it in San Francisco because the fog is heavy and they knew that the fog would keep the germ close to the ground where people are breathing it in. And then the CIA said, we should hire a whole bunch of prostitutes and rent a cat house and get these prostitutes to bring Johns back to the cat house, and then we dose them with LSD and see if we can control their minds. These are American citizens. You can't just dose somebody with LSD. Ooh, let's see. Is he going to go crazy? Is he going to kill himself? Is he going to confess his deepest, darkest secrets? Like, what the f is wrong with people?
Hey, fool, I haven't seen this actor in a brick. And the first time I'm seeing him, that don't look like him no more. 21 Jump Street, 1, 2. Yes, this is Jonah Hill, fool. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. He looked more like Jonah Spill. Then he looked like he got the glasses on from the lady from the show Recess. The last time I seen Jonah Hill, this is what he looked like. This shit, I don't know, fool. I don't know who the hell that really is. Was this man on that OZ? That OZ? Y'all finish the rest, you know what I'm saying? Leave it up to Hollywood, bruh. You always notice that it's actors or actresses that go missing for some time and then they come back looking completely different. Not even just the looks, the sound and everything be off. Now, I haven't heard him talk yet, but I'm gonna go check it out to see if he talking different too.
Diddy's freak-off tapes of celebrities is being sold throughout Hollywood. Y'all, this is crazy. So a lawyer of one of the victims of Diddy said that another victim came to her and tried to sell her a video of Diddy and another high-profile celebrity that is bigger than Diddy on this freak-off tape. She explains how she saw the video for herself and could clearly identify whoever this celebrity is, and honestly, I want to know. She explains how this isn't the only tape that she's heard of, and she's heard that other tapes are being sold throughout Hollywood basically as blackmail, saying, hey, you buy this tape or I'm gonna make it exposed to the public. So I'm about to roll y'all this clip, and you guys let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes.
They got her, you guys. They got her. Something is wrong with Jenna Ortega. I know a lot of you have been rolling your eyes and mad at me in the comments section, but something is definitely off with her. This is Lady Gaga and Jenna Ortega in New York yesterday for the premiere on Wednesday Addams 2. What happened to her, you guys? The light in her eyes is completely gone. Her face is completely void of any emotion. What is Hollywood doing for young actresses to go from this to this? What's going on here? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the time that Lady Gaga chose Marina Abramovic to be her spiritual advisor. She became unrecognizable in the industry. I can only imagine what they have to go through for fame. Whatever it is something that sucks the life completely out of you, because these two people are unrecognizable, yet they're the same person. It's like we're seeing alternate versions of them. Have any of you guys ever seen the movie Us? For me, it's giving Us vibes. On March 2nd, 2025 is when I saw the last original version of Jenna Ortega. 5 months later, we're getting this version of Jenna, where fans are saying that she doesn't seem to have the connection.
Diddy has filed his appeal motion and he wants out of jail immediately. And the media is acting like this is some bombshell new information that Diddy filed his appeal, but we knew this for months that Diddy was filing an appeal. His motion for his arguments on why he wants the appeal was just due today. So this is the motion that we are seeing him submit. And Diddy is using the same arguments that we've already heard him talk about. He is claiming that the judge acted like a 13th juror and gave him a sentence that was way higher than normal. Diddy is claiming that he believes that he should only have to sit 15 months at the most, and said that the judge sentenced him higher based off of other conduct that he was acquitted of. Now, when sentencing Diddy, he said that throughout this trial, he saw clear indications that Diddy was violent towards these women, and he was also doing other things like threatening these women with freak-off tapes. And in federal court, you have a thing called guideline ranges, and the judge actually didn't even go with the probation department's guideline ranges. He actually went lower, and the probation department is just a neutral party that looks at the case as a whole and says, we think you should sentence him to this much time. And the judge still went lower than that. And the judge explained it very well on why.
Yeah, definitely don't free Diddy, please and thank you. You know, for everyone's safety, and you know, that dude that kept waking up sore, I think it's best that Diddy stays in jail for right now.
Welcome back to Conspiracy TikTok. Today we're going to talk about if Lil Uzi worships the devil. Okay, so a while ago, Uzi only followed one person, and that person is Marilyn Manson, who's very open about worshiping the devil. So I want you guys to look at this picture, and now I'm gonna show you a short clip.
At age 27, I will leave this earth.
So if you Google the 27 Club, it's a list of mostly popular celebrities who died at the age of 27. Lil Uzi is 26 years old. And then he posted this tweet on the 13th of November saying, I'm dropping 2 more albums and then I'm out. Next video I'm going to show you is from one of his concerts, and just listen to what he says about us going to hell. Uzi has also been spotted wearing these upside down crosses, and in most of his concerts, they're there as well. Not to mention, he has a song which is literally 666. Do you think Uzi sold his soul?
Bill said, if I'm going down, Donald, you're going down with me. No pun intended. So Bill Clinton just called on Trump to release the full Epstein files, including all documents mentioning both Trump and Clinton. And before folks start, Bill Clinton has top 3 status in the Perverted President Hall of Fame in my house, and him being held accountable for the various photos he has with Epstein and any actions he may have done would bring me great joy. Back to what I was talking about. So this administration purposely released files that didn't have victims' names redacted, but then refused to release files that incriminate the guy in the White House. They even went as far as deleting one of the files that showed photos of Trump in one of Epstein's drawers. So this facade that Trump was anything but Epstein's close friend and confidant is just being exposed. Okay, we already knew that. And we've heard all types of excuses. First, he was working undercover, then Epstein was kicked out by Trump, then he didn't write in the birthday book, blah, 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 blah. It's excuse after excuse. Pam Bondi needs to release every single file as required by law and not do rolling releases. This isn't an album release party, okay? Epstein's victims have called on these files to be released. Millions of people have called for these files to be released. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, release them.
Yo, he does not even care about getting exposed anymore. He's like, yeah, I did it. Y'all was there with me too. So, why are you not coming down with me? Bro thinks he's about to assemble the supervillain Avengers.
Have you heard about the AI demon?
I have. Hold up for a sec. For context, this guy's son started talking to AI, and this is what AI told him.
A father who was testing this whole AI thing with a person, AI. Then the son wanted to try it. So the dad's like, sure, it's fake. So and all of a sudden, the son goes, well, where did you come from? And he says, well, I existed from long ago. And he goes, what does that mean? He goes, my father was one of the giants. And he goes, what do you mean by giant? And he goes, a Nephilim.
Nephilim.
And he goes, who is your father? And he goes, Satan.
Satan.
And then he goes, but I'm not going to hurt you. And he puts up a happy face.
I shouldn't even be posting today. It's Christmas. Get a life. But what I will do is I'll take it easy on you, but save this video. And tomorrow, I want you to Google the willow chip and go down that rabbit hole. Because it feels like there's something very dark and demonic that's going on with all this AI stuff. I think it's only right for you guys to have a look and decide for yourselves. But anyway, rest up, enjoy your time with your family. Have a good one. We'll get back to it tomorrow.
Can you really unredact some of the Epstein records if you just copy and paste it? We're about to find out. So find a court document with redactions. You can see I'm still here, and then download it and reopen it with a viewer, and you should immediately find redactions. So let's just copy this first one. 2018, despite it paying, copy, and then go to notes and paste. Despite it paying, and then it has the number. And then let's see if it works with the other one. 150, despite it paying, copy, enter. And then it's a completely different thing. It's literally insane. I mean, I don't know how much this is actually revealing. I'm sure you can't do this with every document. Did they do this on purpose? There's a lot of questions to be asked here, but
Jay-Z and Beyonce are in full panic mode after someone said that Jay-Z's worse than Diddy. Y'all, make sure you leave a like on the video and check this out. So it's being reported that Jay-Z and Beyonce issued a cease and desist letter to Piers Morgan after he aired an explosive interview with singer Jaguar Wright, resulting in an interview being edited and censored. Don't worry, I got it for you. Check this out.
Absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
Oh, hell.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands.
Jesus.
I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim Paul?
People against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane.
Well,
unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. Piers.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyonce are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know.
Yeah, I think we all had enough of Jay-Z and Beyonce, bro. It's been like 2 years, you know, they're probably just getting a case together, but get them out of here, bro. Get them out of here.
There's a real inventor who claimed he built a car that ran on water, and after his death, the invention vanished completely. In the 1990s, an American inventor named Stanley Meyer claimed he created a working water-powered engine. Not hydrogen fuel, not batteries, water. He even demonstrated it publicly. Investors watched the car run. Videos still exist. Myers claimed his technology could end fossil fuel dependence and that powerful industries were trying to stop it. Then, in 1998, after a business meeting at a restaurant, Myers suddenly collapsed. And witnesses say his last words were, "They poisoned me." His death was officially ruled a cerebral aneurysm. No investigation ever found foul play. But here's the part that doesn't add up. After his death, every prototype disappeared. His lab was cleared. His research was never replicated. No company continued the work. Supporters say the invention was suppressed. Skeptics say it never worked. But no one could explain how a man could publicly demonstrate something and then have every trace of it erased overnight. Because whether his invention was real or not, the mystery is why it was never allowed to exist again. Stay weird.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your favorite part of the video made you tremble in your boots, and we're going to be on to the next one. Thank you.